Welcome to Council Connection. I'm Sweetie Marbury, Mayor and Durango City Councilor. This program is designed to give you a snapshot of happenings at the most recent Durango City Council meeting. This time we look at the February 5th meeting. This meeting began with a proclamation declaring Max Baer Day on February the 11th, the world heavyweight champion boxer and film star's birthday. Max Baer's boyhood home is now occupied by Durango Cyclery. Baer attended elementary school in Durango. Author Kylene Aycock and her husband Dave Wallace will give a presentation on Baer based on their book, The Magnificent Max Baer, at 6 p.m. Monday, February the 11th at the Durango Public Library. Next was our rather lengthy consent agenda consisting of 14 items. These are usually routine and non-controversial matters that can be adopted by a single motion unless an item is removed from the agenda. Among the items was a resolution authorizing an appropriation to the Homes Fund of $484,000 to the Community Development Block Grant. The money will fund down payment assistance and other affordable housing opportunities run by the Homes Fund. All the items were adopted. During public participation, we heard from Anne Marie Migan, who told us about the Adaptive Sport Association.
We've been around for the last 35 years, and we're a year-round program dedicated to providing life-changing outdoor recreational experiences to people with disabilities. We work with kids and adults, and we're primarily volunteer-based. So we have over 300 volunteers that are active in our organization, and last year they gave over 17,000 hours of their time in direct program service. During the winter, we're a ski and snowboard school up at Purgatory Resort. If you've been up to Purgatory, you may have seen us in our red coats all over the mountain. Last year, we taught about 900 lessons to almost 300 individuals, and our folks come from all over. So we have a strong local and regional program, as well as we serve tourists who choose Durango as their family destination, oftentimes because of adaptive sports.
The association's big event of the winter season is the Dave Spencer Ski Classic, coming up February 22nd through the 24th. There were 2 legislative hearings. The first dealt with proposed city code amendments dealing with camping, sheltering, trespass, and other provisions related to the use of parks, open space, rights of way, and other public and private property. Councilors directed the city attorney to prepare an ordinance for consideration at a future council meeting. The second hearing dealt with the latest amendments to the City Land Use and Development Code. Among other things, it added new definitions for age-restricted housing, outdoor commercial recreation, and small cell telecommunication facilities. These changes are a part of a continuing effort to keep the code updated and accurate. There were 3 quasi-judicial hearings. One notable hearing dealt with a major amendment and minor subdivision to the Mercury Village Plan development south of Durango Mall. It would allow for a mixed-use development on land near the Tap Room restaurant, which was approved last year. Another dealt with major amendments to the Hawks Nest Plan development in the Tech Center for an underground shooting range. It would be located in a portion of a building that used to be a medical marijuana grow. The final hearing dealt with the annexation, initial zoning, and conceptual plan review for a single-family development on 1 acre at 756 Gig Line Gulch, near Mercy Housing's apartments. A total of 10 homes are proposed on the site. We also considered and approved on first reading an ordinance amending city code to allow accessory dwelling units, or ADUs, in more areas of Durango. Lastly, and perhaps the biggest news of the meeting, Durango Airport Director Tony Vaccari presented a proposal to purchase 12 acres of land with 2 buildings and storage space adjacent to the existing terminal at a cost of $3.9 million. He told us the purchase could lead to new plans for airport expansion, different from an earlier plan to build a new terminal.
The big challenge of the east side is that it's a greenfield site. The minimum investment was so high that there was no viable funding mechanism to initiate development other than looking for a taxpayer infusion. With this opportunity now presenting itself, we can vet out and look at realistic incremental funding mechanisms. The airport, as we mentioned, does have funding streams in place, and we can viably look at bite-sized increments to invest and expand our facilities. It also does maintain the current use of the property for now, which allows us to bring in lease revenue, which will offset the acquisition costs at about a 50% level. It allows us to look at other future commercial opportunities on the property. The beauty of this is accomplished with airport funds. There are no local tax dollars associated with this acquisition. And lastly, as we've mentioned before, it is eligible for FAA grant reimbursement.
Most of the purchase cost is expected to be refunded by the FAA in 2021. It's exciting news given the continued growth of passenger traffic at the airport. Here are some upcoming events you might find interesting. Durango High School will host hundreds of high school skiers and their families February the 21st and 22nd for the Colorado Skiing State Championships. Events will take place at Purgatory and Chapman Hill with a closing banquet at Fort Lewis College the night of the 22nd. On February the 21st at 5:30 p.m., there will be an open meeting about minimum lot sizes for ADUs in established neighborhoods 1, 2, and 3. That takes place at the public library. And make plans now to attend the Diversity Dialogue, sponsored in part by the Durango Community Relations Commission, Saturday, February the 23rd, from 9 to 3 at the FLC Union Ballroom. Our next study session will be Tuesday, February the 12th at 4 p.m. And our next regular council meeting is Tuesday, February the 19th at 6:30 p.m. And that's Council Connection for the February 5th Durango City Council meeting. I'm City Councilor and Mayor Sweetie Marbury. Thanks for joining us. And remember, you can always contact your city councilors via email at citycouncil@durangogov.org.